Hey everyone, welcome back to Transport Fever. This is the Great Western Railway. Watching one of our cargo trains come into Montguthrie. Actually, that was good timing. Coming in, you can see it's using our beautiful waypoint semaphores. Coming in to the left hand here and going to the cargo. Today we're going to be giving this station some love. Lots of detailing, lots of future track plans, all that type of stuff. So yeah, let's jump into it. I think the very first thing to do is to work out where the signal box should be. I was noticing that it's kind of empty, and this is a super complex junction with all the inputs that lets us go to the various platforms. If you look at the lines, you can see there's a whole lot of choices that can be made. So out this side, it's already quite complex. So I think a signal box around here, particularly close to where all these points are, would make a lot of sense. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. And here, this one, let's go for the ultra big one, Great Western. And you know what? I think simple as that. We'll make sure it's, I think all the defaults are pretty good. Let's have fire buckets and a lamp, both single people, steam error, yeah. And texture 1 is ballast. So I think, yeah, something like that looks pretty good. I think the stair coming down that way looks okay. Yeah, fire buckets at the front, bit of a light. Yeah, you can see all the different switch stands. That's about the right number. What's that? 20 something. Let's have a quick look. There it is. If we look at this thing, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So one per semaphore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 for semaphores, and then there's going to be 2 for every point. There's going to be the interlock and then where it's going to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, who's 2? 11, 12, 13. So 17 plus, yeah, so there'll be 30 levers in this box for my reckoning of how it works. And yeah, and that's about how many are in there. So if you want to know how this works, there's plenty of YouTube videos on people touring boxes. All right, let's put down some paths around here so these people can get to work. I'm going to use this footpath one so it stops people building on it. I'll go pretty wide, 6 meters. And I think out the front there makes sense. I'm going to make it so that we can walk that way as well. Can we go sideways here? We can. Now I'm not going to make it touch anything because that just causes havoc. And I think if I hold down C, I should be able to get that like that. And yeah, we can squeeze around that end as well. Actually, that's worked quite well. And I think we might do it along the tracks. Right, if I can find a spot that lets me do it. Yeah, you know what? I think, let's see if we can squeeze that into there. That doesn't need to be too close. The whole point is just to get a texture. Also, we'll stop the AI doing anything weird. I'm kind of wishing that was more square. Let's see if we can mess with this. As I said, it doesn't have to actually match. Yeah, it doesn't actually have to touch. Alright, so let's make it a bit more of a secure environment. We've got this dark red, but traffic, round railways I also like to use white. So I think there is a fence under here. Yeah, there's a white fence. So let's go for that one. Go a bit more vertical, you can see what we're doing. And we'll pull that out until it tries to get a third segment. And we'll go past the station a fair bit, or the signal box a fair bit. And then where's the spot where we get to? I think that looks pretty good. Finish, paint tools, dirt. Put dirt on either side of that, just to blend it in a bit. Cool. Oops, so that UI, that was the DevTools by mistake. Yeah, looks good. Guys watching everything. View's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's actually quite plausible as a thing. Let's continue to keep this safe for the general public and put down some fencing. Where's our standard white fence? White fence. Do I want pickets? Or do I want railings? Let's go for high pickets. And we'll go from here. You know what? I'm going to make this just super straight. Let's go, I think about there is plausible. And we'll keep that going to that corner. And that's good enough for there. And we'll do the same on this corner. Actually, I might turn that into a curve. And we'll go pretty wide. And I'm actually going to finish that there. We'll worry about what that is once we work out what that side looks like. And I don't know how exposed we would do that. So I'm just going to go, how big a tree do I want? Let's go kind of small. No, let's go medium. Let's fill this in. No, I think that's a bit big. Let's go for the one below that. Yeah, I wish there was more tree varieties. It does get a bit repetitive just having these basically 3 trees to choose from and 3 bushes to choose from. Bit of formality there, and we might as well continue it around here. So they're kind of trying to hide what's going on around here, and there. Yeah. For what's that? 6-7 minutes work. Not too bad, not too bad. All right, what I want to do on this side is give ourselves a rail yard. On the map right now, we don't actually have anywhere where people can like maintain trains and stuff like that. First thing I'm going to do is just make sure that 100% this thing is flat, because we're going to be putting down so many tracks that it's going to be absolutely mandatory that this is flat. All right, so even though this probably won't stick, I am going to put at least a track down here so we know where's 80. There's 80. So we know that that's going to be the minimum way out. And then if we want to go into yards, it's going to be something like that. Now I'm fully expecting that to get redone. So yeah, about there is good. I don't have to be 100% parallel. So from a rail yard's point of view, we could put down something, a real depot, but they're not very big. And I want to have like a full shed. Now there's a lot of mods out there that are massive ones. So same one again. Yeah, this is probably the one we're going to use. This is the things that you use to put on tracks so you can walk across them. This one, I believe, is made by this person, which gives you railway crossing. So you can say, hey, you can put these little, what's an example? That's a good way of putting down extra crosses. So yeah, there's a couple like that. But yeah, look, stop, look, listen, beware of trains. Yeah, I think those two are the same person. Fences, and I don't think this has any rail depots. This is just putting rail. This is our signals. This is our stations. I don't think stations has anything. And then buildings. I don't think buildings has any. Definitely not that stuff. This is the thing. This stuff is making tracks, particularly this mod on the left. It's making a rail yard, making a new rail line. So it might be interesting to plop some of this actually on this side we're making. And then medieval buildings, a massive warehouse. That's risky for when you want stuff to be unloaded and unloaded. And that's it. All right. So yeah, the one I'm thinking of is this one. So we only have really one to choose from. Looks like that lines up. So yeah, we're gonna have to decide what doors we want. So I don't know. I'm just gonna randomly close some doors. And so, yeah, 1 and 2 are So yeah, we probably should match them so that we can actually drive through. So 1 and 3 from that direction, so 2 and 4 from this direction. So 2. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah, and let's do it this way because I can. This is more this side's more the entrance away from the station. And yeah, I think that looks okay. And I'm just going to eyeball that and put it there. I think that's going to work. So let me I probably should have put a track here first. I'm not going to put a real one. Actually, you know what? I will put a real track here. I'll let the station put it down. And normal tracks. Oh, we're at the extent of what the station can do. Okay, we're at the extent. Okay, we can't actually build any more in that direction. We're at the max. Well, that means that's a constant. So let's pull this out. 0 degrees. Normal, please. Snap. Actually, that's interesting. It looks like we're not going to be able to fit. Okay, we may want to... You know what? Yeah, I'm actually okay with that. I actually like the idea of there being more space. And so we'll just eyeball that being straight. Yeah, and that can be like a passing lane. And we'll use this as the one of the things that determines everything. So let's pull that off and put that onto there. Come on. Come on, come out, come out, come out. Do I have to come out sooner? So I'm trying to use that triple point. Oh, fine. Yeah, it's not really coming out the way I like. I'm trying to make it a bit smoother than that. Maybe this is something we should be doing later after we've got more track work down. Oh, that's right. That's fine. All right. So I guess it's just a matter of dragging the track out. Yeah, I love how this asset actually has snapping track. I saw someone in one of their videos, what they did is they got their rail route and like 99% of the time, oh no, so what they did is they went round the loop normally, and then like every 5th time they actually put it into the rail shed and made it sit there for a minute. So risky, it skipped the station once every 5 routes, and it was like it going in for maintenance. I thought it was quite a cool idea. So how do we want to do this? I think let's get rid of that bit. And I think it's just a matter of, do we want to use triples? I think, yeah, every once in a while we'll use a triple to do that. I'm trying to keep it kind of smooth. See how that went to the left? Yeah, I think if we pull that one back... I mean, it doesn't have to be ultra high speed. It doesn't have to be... Yeah, it doesn't have to be... Maybe I just use singles. Single, single, single. Yeah, that might work. It's probably actually how they would do it in real life too. And something like that. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. We've got a pretty good curve there. My Railways Online is kicking into my head. Like, oh, what would you do in Railways Online? Because it's definitely something you'd think about. Yeah. And then what you would do is you would just say, hey, you put a waypoint on it, and then that would give you the ability to force a train through a particular track. Did that connect? I think it did. Yeah, you actually can see the rail. See how it's all shiny? That's actually, if you actually delete the building, the rail actually remains, which is always interesting. Oh, come out square, please. Yeah, I'm actually worried that one in the middle didn't... Yeah, that wasn't put in square. think I should start from the thing come out. I'm not convinced that that's attached. Yeah, these may not be perfect. I do like these bumpers. This is one of the mods I've got from JK. It turns the standard just straight piece of wood bumper into this beautiful white and red thing. Works quite well. All right, let's see if we can get this side working. Yeah, this is going to be a lot more fun. So we'll do that. And 1, 2, 3. So yeah, so if we do, that's going to be 2, 3. Yeah, we're going to be short by 1. What I might do is this one, I'll bring off that left line. So that way it's 1, 2, 3 plus the join, plus the through, yeah. I said this many an episode ago. I really should draw this before I start. It would be a lot easier. I think this is looking okay. And then we'll bring this past. How far do I want to do that? I'm just debating how much I want to have it attached to the line. And then, yeah, I think we can just do this. Is that how I want to do it? No, I don't like how it goes right to the left. And then we can probably bring this one out straight for ages while he's parallel. And then, yeah, that works. Yeah, so I don't ever want to go, and there is a slight, that's right, it's straight. I don't ever want to go right to then go left. Yeah. Triple point there is kind of cool. And into the sheds, yeah. Now, I wouldn't bother pointing, putting signals on all this. It's not really worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it. But that's kind of cool. So all of the main ones come off the triples, and then this additional siding comes off the left. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's do some very quick ballasting. And yeah, this whole area. I think I'll let some tuff come through, some grass come through. Yeah. So how are we going to justify this existence? We need to kind of cement it into the environment, much like we did with the signal box with those rows. That kind of explains how workers get to it. How are we going to do that? So we actually don't have a road. I mean, we do have this road across here. Is that going to be our access way? I think it may need to be. We probably could try to put a bridge over here. And yeah, one of these corners might be the spot, or even way back here. Yeah, maybe over here. Let's put a bridge across here. It might have to get, yeah, it's going to have to get relayed because all of these are going to go out that way. But yeah, let's put something in for now with the expectation that it's going to get thrown away. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4 is the standard in the air thing. And we'll use our stone bridge. Yeah, is that the angle I want? Actually, what we should try to do is get it so that it can go that way. So let's go maybe even parallel to that. Yeah, that's kind of attractive. Yeah, something like that, but in the air. So let's start. Yeah, let's start over here. And I'm eyeballing it so it's the same Actually, where is the limits? Okay, it's out there where the dirt is. So it won't let us make a road. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go over this way. Gives ourselves a space. Line it up. Turn it into stone. Yeah, having that new mod that gives us trestles may be a little bit annoying going forward, but yeah, I do like what it looks like. Right, so then let's cut this off there, and then we'll start working our way down to the ground. Let's use something that doesn't have trees on it, just lights. I'm tempted to go down with my 0 faster than slower. I think that's not too bad. Do we want to make it all just dirt? No, because it's going to cause a weird train line problem. Yeah, we can get rid of this now. And I'm actually tempted to get rid of like half of it. We're going to relay this anyway, so I don't think I'll waste my time on that. And this can go all the way over to here. Are we at ground level? Oh, what happened there? There we go. And let's go this way. And I think I do want to climb out of here. So let's make a road that skirts down this hill. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's pretty good because the embankment that it made actually is pretty good. So we'll just pull that embankment out to justify itself. Try not to destroy my nice fence I just made. And we'll push that out that way. And I think, actually, you know what? Do I even want to smooth this? Just a micro amount. So we are definitely now having a security issue with the platform. So let's put in our fence. And we'll use a nice big solid fence with iron bars. Yeah, I like that. And we'll start down here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition to white over there. So I think I want to use curve here to match the track. Definitely want to give ourselves enough space for the workers to have an internal compartment. I'm thinking I may actually want to put down some assets first. Yeah, normally, well, you probably should be putting the fences down last, but I wanted to see how this looked. I'm expecting to delete a couple of these. Just so that, where are we from a terrain point of view? The terrain needs to get fixed here before you go any further. Smooth that out. Actually, you know what? Give me that. Okay, that went down to go up. Are you in the ground? You are in the ground. You went down. Stop it. That's better, I think. Yeah, the only problem with that is it's up against this production and it's causing weirdness. Maybe I can use the M&N to scoot it down a bit. I think that's going to be okay. All right, back to fences. So I'm going to leave myself a gap right there, make that the entrance. That's how the workers get to the shop. And we will climb the hill, will we? Yeah, I think we'll climb the hill and go to right there. And that maybe could have been stone. Yeah, not the best. I think we can do better than that. But for now it will do. Paint tool, let's put at least some dirt in on this side. And then I think I'm going to use one of these road things to give us some type of gravitas. And I'm going to use the 3-meter one as well. And then I'm going to give ourselves a little bit of a compound in here. Yeah, I think that's why. So I think we can just use gravel for that. What's this one? How dark a gravel do I want? It's more this one. So yeah, because that matches the color of the road a bit. So a bit more gravel. Then I think it's time to go crazy with assets. Let's go over supersize them, 1.25s. And let's just start putting stuff down. For some reason there's a lot of this cargo hanging around. Do a bit of rotation to it. Just letting the randomization kick in here. For some reason there's some wheelbarrows hanging around and some of this stuff, and then you know what, I'm going to do a character thing. So under, where is it? Under in what's his name? What's this one called? Ingo's. There is a farmer who is sitting, and so if we rotate them and put it just over it, there we go. So the problem is we gave him a box that was too big. So if we change that box to just 100% one, so this one we just want 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. How do I get 1? Give me the ones. What I want is, why don't you give me one item? One item. There you go. And a little bit smaller than that. There you go, dude. Something to sit on. Did I get that right? Not really. Let's try that again. 1 1 1.5? No, 0.75. I can get this. I can get this. I got you, bud. If I got it right? No, I still got it wrong. Maybe I need to rotate it. That'll do. So these are all individual items when they're placed. So yeah, that can be problematic if you didn't get what you wanted. And yeah, he's sitting and talking to someone, and let's use this one, people, random people. We don't want too many random people. Let's go for truck driver. Nope, I need, I want this one. 1900s. Policeman. Yeah, he could be a policeman. He can be talking about something. He looks more like a someone to do with chambermaid, cook. Cook? Nah. Hunter's pretty good. There you go. A little diorama of them talking. This is still a bit empty. I think let's try. Actually, I think if I do nothing. Under here, actually we can do search. I have a traction engine. I don't know if I've shown this yet, but let's have, for some reason, this is how they used to do movement of stuff around here. So, this, for some reason, this guy is sitting here out in the sun doing nothing. And let's have a couple of these hanging around, so we'll keep them over here and we'll have them stored. Offset. Why are you so high? We might have to go down the ground, so yeah, we'll store a couple of these around the place. Let's rotate this one around. So some spare buffers. Actually, let's use some of this new track stuff and we'll have like a little yard of stuff. It looks like the terrain is not dead flat, so let's get that fixed. Yeah, I think we gained some height somehow. So let's clean all that up. And let's make this a little staging area for trains. So under assets, this one, train cars, let's go open train car with old rails and sleepers. And that's kind of cool. And black cable, nah. Red cable, no. They look like modern. Okay, I suppose wooden, concrete versus wooden. Oh, all rails and sleepers. And then old track. And so let's put that on that end, and you need a lot of track, so put that there. And you know what? We need a crane, because how is this stuff getting unloaded? So we'll put that there. We don't need a person. Operator, no. Let's go for the nice tall ones. It's got a platform. And it's on track height. And terraforming, yes. Yeah, so that's actually snapping to the station, which is cool. So let's have those 4. And then I'm definitely going to put in a road here so it looks a lot more official. Yeah, that looks cool. And I think, yeah, that's good. I think what we should do is make this a train that would be, you know, official on the rails. So I want some type of brake car. You know, we might just put on some empty stuff. Let's go for red. These are a bit smaller, but it might just be for some spare parts or something. And do we want the engine on it? So we'll go. We want things. And let's put these on. I don't know what I want here. Yeah, I might put that there. And let's put an engine on it. Let's put an engine on it. So these guys are going to be using something like this. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to get rid of this. And let's put this. Do I want to go forward or backwards? I think I actually might go backwards. That's because this guy's shunting it and getting stuff ready. Yeah, that's cool. What else do we have under that stuff? It was under... Where was it? Here. So we've got all the track. So we can have track... wood... A stack of new. And then old... Stack of old, yeah, stack of old. Let's actually make that a really high stack. And we'll put this on a micro twist. And then single rail, single rail, single rail, single cable. Yeah. Actually, let's do some shorter rail as well. And we'll bring that down to ground height. And single track new. And we'll actually put it on top. Yeah, that works. Yeah. And then I don't think we want any wagons over here. But there we go. We got a little rail area. I think we probably need more cranes. We'll do type A over here. And then I think I'm going to bring it down a bit. And we'll just have 2. Now we need some type of... yeah, we need... We need a way of, I was going to say, you know, justifying that these exist. So I'm trying to think of a way that we can, you know, say, hey, these exist. These are here because of a certain reason. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we need to make that a real road. Maybe that's the problem. I think if we make this an actual dirt road. Yeah, I don't know. I think it looked better as the. Yeah, it just doesn't look official enough. Maybe we need an office. Yeah, I think it's a lack of formality. So we need something that's kind of like a. Yeah, like an office for. Where's the door? At the front. So yeah, let's have a site office. And we need something that is a little bit bigger. And probably over here. Where, maybe this big one. Yeah, where people will come and talk to, you know, make plans and all that type of stuff. Yeah, we need a shed as well. Maybe that's what the problem was. Maybe we need to put the shed at the end. And then we need a site office there, where we have that thing on the left side. Let's put the site office there. Because it's only got one door on it, so it does suit very well to be right there. And then we need something that's going to kind of like tell us that people are working here. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you got to kind of like invent a little reason, a little diorama about, you know why people are where they are. Yeah, so under Ingo particularly, this extension, these guys do have, there's a lot of variation, and it does help to kind of like make more stories. So you just don't put down the same white and black vested people the whole time. And this is all the modern stuff I think at the bottom. Yes, you won't have too many people though. Maybe people talking over here. Yeah, that lieutenant's more like a military person, but from afar it doesn't seem to matter too much. And yeah, maybe we need we definitely don't want to be sexist here. I know in this time women didn't have much of a role to play, but can't leave them out. But yeah, I think that's better than it was. We definitely have to work out this side of the platform a lot more. But yeah, I like the idea of having some rail preparation, where this is a good place to both be preparing for new track works and also storing goods, and also maintaining the trains. I think because that door's closed, I'm going to put a train over here. Let's put something massive down. Let's put something. That's not massive. Let's go. Oh, how modern can we go? Yeah, let's go something nice and big like that. And yeah, something like that. Yeah, it gives it a bit of life. And then for a bare minimum safety point of view, we should just have one of these. So where's the out? So that's the train line, and then That's just the safety out that way, and the out this way, same deal. We're actually going to need, since this is onto the main line, we'll need a fair few this way from a safety point of view. Ooh, that doesn't work very well at all. Yeah, we probably should have brought that down to one line and then merged out. Yeah, but that could be a future problem, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all going to get redesigned. I am glad that we've got a bridge, though. I think that's going to plan out quite well. That is a weird hump. Yeah, that's not the best. Yeah, that wall may need to get redone. But you know what? We'll call that the end of the episode. Hopefully you enjoy watching the thought process of building up an area, particularly a station, and you know, the diorama and the lore that goes with it. You know, I think the signal box particularly looks great. Bring in full screen here. Yeah, I think because there is so many signals in this place, it makes a lot of sense to have a you know, well-established signal box with a lot of, you know, fences and trees and all that stuff. The paths do a good job at giving you like a goat track, you know, walking path that people go along. And yeah, more importantly, when you are doing this, you can just count the number of signals and then times the points times 2, because there's the point, which is the blue, the white or the black, and then the blue is the locking. And so yeah, count the signals, points times 2. That's how many levers there would be, and then you can use the appropriate size signal box for that junction point. And yeah, I think the shed looks good. I think we will have fun and get some through traffic through here. We'll manage the route so that some of the cars or some of the locos go through here, just to give it a little bit of activity if you're looking for it. I mean, at some point we'll make a movie of each station. In fact, I probably already have made the movie by the time you see this. I'll probably finish the series, make the movie, and then release the making of videos, these videos. So yeah, if you have watched the main movie, you wouldn't be surprised to see this in action. But yeah, I think the train yard and the tracks and the maintenance sheds and everything has come out quite well. Not bad for an hour's work. Well, not an hour, it's 40 minutes worth of work. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of this Great Western Railway content, where we do a lot of detailing and, you know, just talking about laying track to make it match the terrain and make cities grow and all that stuff. And we'll see you next time. I've missed the train leaving, waffled right through it, but we'll join this guy as he leaves and see the inbound cargo train. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.